Palm Bay police found suitcases containing Coley Lee Daniels' body in an area known as the compound just a few days ago.
The police believe Daniels' murder may have also been planned.
The man arrested in this case isn't just accused of murder. He's accused of targeting sex offenders, cutting up their bodies, and saving microscope slides with their DNA. People online are comparing this to the show Dexter.
On the evening of March 20, 2026, 28-year-old Daniel drove his white Hyundai to a house on Watson Drive. Over the phone, he assured his parents that he'd come back for dinner, but he never did. Fast forward 8 days later, what was left of Daniel's body was found 19 miles away in a vast undeveloped wilderness inside his suitcase, and Lucas Jones finds himself accused for homicide. So, in the last few days, you can't help but find this dude's videos all over the internet, and everyone in the comments saying that he's basically Dexter.
Okay, well, she also believes that you killed a woman and that you're basically Dexter.
Well, after looking into this, I really wanted to make this video because this case is a little too interesting for me, especially as someone who've recently seen the show. But for those of you who are not familiar, let me break it down for you. Our story takes place in the state of Florida, weirdly the same state that the show takes place in. Specifically in Brevard County, and on the western edge of Palm Bay, we find the compound, a place that has quite a history with dumping bodies. In December 2022, two teenagers, 14 and 16 years old, were found shot there. September 2023, a 30-year-old man was dumped there, shot. March 2023, human remains were identified as a woman named Nancy Howery. And then in February 2026, 6 weeks before we get to our story, Palm Bay police responded to another body near the compound. And on March 28, 2026, the Palm Bay police gets a call about vultures surrounding an abandoned suitcase near 1574 Bombardier Boulevard. This was in uncharted territory. Officers arrived at approximately 10:50 in the morning. In the tall grass of the compound, they found two suitcases, both containing human remains. Inside the first suitcase, along with the remains, was an Amazon package addressed to Lucas Sandra Jones, 420 Watson Drive, in the Atlantic, Florida. Before we get to Lucas Jones, let's talk about the person in those suitcases first. Coley Lee Daniel, 28-year-old, born December 31st, 1997, 5'7", also lived in the Atlantic, the same small town as Lucas Jones. But Coley Lee Daniel also had a record. In 2018, he was convicted for lewd and lascivious battery on a victim between the ages of 12 and 15. He pleaded guilty. The offense had occurred in 2017 when Daniel was 19 years old. He admitted to the police that he had forced himself on an underage high school student and that he knew the victim was underage. He told police when asked if he had been with other juveniles, "I usually try to keep it legal." He was sentenced and placed on Florida's sex offender registry. In January 2021, he was charged again, this time for failing to re-register as required. He pleaded guilty to that too. Other than those violations, the record shows he had largely been complying with the conditions of his registration in the years leading up to his death. Coley Lee Daniel committed a serious crime. A crime against a child. He pleaded guilty to it, he served his time, he was in the system, registered, monitored, publicly listed, his name, his address, his photo, all of it publicly searchable on the FDLE website. He was not someone who had escaped justice like other Dexter victims, leading up to March 22nd when his mother reported that he went missing. Let's go back 8 days before the suitcases were found, March 20th. Around 5:30 in the evening, surveillance footage, which police say they have, shows Coley Lee Daniel arriving at a house on Watson Drive in the Atlantic, 420 Watson Drive, the home of Lucas Sandra Jones. Daniel was described in the affidavit as a friend. He went inside, but the surveillance footage does not show him coming back out. Daniel had told his parents he would be back for dinner. Hours passed, and his parents worried. They tried using Find My iPhone to track his location, but his phone was still at the house of Watson Drive, so they went there. They knocked. The door was answered by 19-year-old Lucas Sander Jones. Daniel's parents told him about what happened, and they insisted that they weren't leaving without seeing their son. According to the affidavit, Jones told them Daniel was inside, but he wasn't going to let them in. Police were also called that night. They searched the area around the house, and still no traces of Daniel. Another person that plays quite an important role in this case is Jones's girlfriend, a woman named Michelle Burrows, also arrived at the house that night while police were still on scene. According to investigators, Jones told her not to say anything, and police say that when they arrived, Jones was cleaning. The early hours of March 21st, flock camera data picked up a red Honda going westbound over a bridge around 2:30 in the morning. The car belongs to Michelle Burrows. Police say that a bag of evidence was dropped near train tracks during that trip. Later that same morning, police returned to the Watson Drive home. Jones answered the door again, but this time, according to the affidavit, he looked a bit weird. There was redness on his arms and chest, puffiness under his eyes, visible bruising, and contusions on his shoulder and neck area. After police left, Jones left too. He was carrying at least 2 Rubbermaid storage totes and at least 1 black suitcase loaded into the backseat of Michelle Burrows' car. Flock cameras confirmed the red Honda at the compound twice that day. Jones had made 2 trips. When Daniel was convicted of his sex crime in 2018, Lucas Jones was 12 years old at the time. Jones had no significant violent criminal history before this. Some aggressive driving on his record, but nothing like this. No assaults, nothing that would have predicted what he's now accused of doing. And yet, according to his girlfriend's account to investigators, this was not impulsive and that it was a plan. She told police that Jones had printed out a list of nearby sex offenders. She also implied that Jones's mother reportedly threw that printed list away before police executed their search warrant. And she said that in the days after the killing, Jones told her why he did it.
He killed somebody and cut him up, and that Jones killed Daniel because he was a sex offender and he wanted to kill him.
Police also alleged they found an Apple AirTag in Daniel's vehicle, suggesting Jones may have been tracking him before the night of March 20th. Investigators noted that Jones had been researching body language, deception detection, how to conceal behavior, coaching his girlfriend on how to act, what to say, how to appear normal. He would remind her frequently how she needed to act. The affidavit states, saying things such as how she needed to go to work, conduct her daily routines, and act as though everything was normal. Through the account of Jones's girlfriend, he told her that he killed Collie Lee Daniel with a baseball bat. He then dismembered the body using a cleaver, a saw, and a knife. He placed the remains into 2 separate suitcases and 2 large Rubbermaid totes. When Burrows arrived at the house that evening of March 20th, Jones had already cleaned up most of the blood, but she still saw some of it in the grout, the carpet, the baseboards, and the wall outside his bedroom. Also, 1 tile outside his bedroom was cracked and dented in the shape of a head. Police executed a search warrant at the Watson Drive home on March 28th and found blood in multiple areas of the residence. A kitchen knife found at the home matched the type recovered inside the suitcases. Investigators also found microscopic slides allegedly containing the DNA of Collie Lee Daniel, the same microscopic slides that Dexter uses before taking out his victims to keep in his slides box. And here's one interesting detail I found. Minor spoilers for Dexter Season 2 if you haven't seen it, where Dexter, the blood analyst lab geek, was brought in to explain what the microscopic slides meant. This is how it goes.
Explain it to us. Trophies.
And now here's footage from our real world, from the news that shows a real lab geek explaining it.
Particularly with serial killers, you'll hear people keeping trophies, but I've actually never heard of someone keeping like a DNA slide. I've only seen that on Dexter.
Just a tiny detail I found interesting. Also, one of the weird things about Lucas is how calm he was when he was brought in. In the Brevard County courtroom, he appeared on camera. He looked directly at it and raised his eyebrows like it was nothing. This obviously makes him more suspicious to the matter, so I don't understand why he would do such thing. For now, here's where things stand. Jones, arrested on March 28, was charged with evidence tampering, abuse of a dead body, and unlawful transport of human remains. He bounded out for $7,500 the following day. He was released, and on April 2nd, police arrested him again, this time murder second degree. It's a charge that fits the specific nature of what he's accused of, but it may not be where this ends. It's hard not to say that Lucas Jones is trying to mimic the TV serial killer Dexter Morgan. From the hair, the slides, the list of sex offenders, the way he gets rid of the bodies, dismembers it, the way he looks so calm after being brought in. But for now, this is all we have on the story of Lucas Jones, the Palm Bay Butcher.